Everybody was kung fu fighting. I like this coffee mug because it says kung fu fighting, and then on the other side it has this guy with the headphones on. That's kind of like, it looks like. Look familiar? Does it look familiar? Huh? It's a freaking, I need a tie. Yeah. Welcome to the Don't Hold Your Breath podcast. I'll bring the party. In case you were wondering. We're having a party today. It's a party about discipline. It's a party about bread and circuses. It's a party about discipline. We were just having a party here with Will talking about, stemmed from the Trump assassination attempt and the conversation that Sean Ryan was having with Eric Prince. And Eric had what I gotta say is like one of my favorite takes on the whole thing, which is to do something to change the country, be part of the solution, and that at many points in history it's been a lot worse. So we're not at the darkest moment in American history or anything like that. We are in a time where we have to step up and take action, and we have to take our country back into our own hands because we have to be responsible for our own self-governance. We have to be sovereign. That's what sovereign means. Responsible for our own self-governance and accountable to ourselves for our own actions. So, and then that ended up tying into bread and circuses, where the evil was not in bread and circuses per se, but in the willingness of the people to sell their rights as free men for full bellies and the excitement of the games, which would serve to distract them from the other human hungers which bread and circuses can never appease. That was Marcus Tullius Cicero. And I think that really is one of the most pertinent references to the ancient Roman Empire, because this has to do with the fall of the Roman Empire and the sort of rhyming reflection of history in the moment that we're in right now in American history. So, and then all that ties into Andy Frisella's statement that personal empowerment is the greatest act of revolution that you can undertake. And then we're going to go ahead and come full circle, because I'm going to go ahead and read the accountability chart. It's going to be kind of a short little dive, a shallow dive, as they say. I'm going to start out with, did not read any pages today. I read the table of contents to this book, which I just got, and I need to finish that book first before I can start this one. But I couldn't wait to get into the table of contents and kind of start looking through that one a little bit. This one's going to be coming up on probably tomorrow or the next day's podcast as we dig into another chapter. So that's my reading situation for today. This is a video journal. It'll be however many minutes. And then we just did a podcast recording for like an hour and 15 minutes. We're going to edit that down, but that was me and Will. So we just did a recording, like a podcast recording with me and Will. So that was like an hour and 15 minutes. We'll edit that back to whatever I can edit it back to, doing the reacts. The cold plunge I did not do today. I'm going to set it up for tomorrow morning before I go to meet up with John and Will for the Burnt Biscuit Gang meeting. I did another workout circuit. So in the last 2 days, I've done this, instead of breaking it down into back and bi, chest and tri, or large muscles, small muscles, I'm hitting legs. I'm hitting like a pec exercise, a back exercise, a bicep exercise, a tricep exercise, and then I'm doing a different one the next day. So tomorrow I'll do another circuit, and we'll see how that works. I'm gonna try that out for about a week. I'll probably do 3 or 4 days. Definitely sore from the last 2 days of working, which means there's some results coming down the pipeline. There's going to be a yoga interspersed in there somewhere. So I'll do like the 26 posture hot yoga, or the Bikram Chowdhury yoga. And the breath hold I did today, I got my maximum. I hit 3 minutes and 4 seconds. That's a new maximum. I think I had hit 3 minutes and 2 seconds a ways back here. But 246.4 was my weight. So I was up 2 pounds when I got up in the morning. And everything is just up and down cycles. But you can't get caught up in the minutia of that stuff. You have to just keep going forward, track all this stuff. This podcast up here is highly recommended. It's called Unlocking the Power of Discipline and Neurology with Chase Hughes and Eric Hunley. Chase Hughes, I've been watching a lot of his stuff. He's got some really impressive presentations on discipline. He's a hypnotist. He's written like an ops manual for, I guess, intelligence operators, global intelligence operators. I haven't dug too deep into his history or his background, but I know that he's associated with a lot of really successful people. So I would say this little bit of advice really made a mark on me today.
Do you think that our level of natural discipline is predetermined at birth?
No, not whatsoever.
So you're definitely into nurture over nature in that regard?
With discipline, yes.
Okay.
Because I think you can cultivate discipline. And I've never met anybody that was really born with it. But I will say that there are people who are born with the ability to sacrifice in the present for the future. And if you think about it, you look back to your high school, your middle school, elementary school, all your friends who went to medical school, all the friends who left high school and became a doctor, a lawyer, and were really successful. If you look back into high school when everybody else went and partied, they might still show up, but they're going to be late because they got their crap done before the party instead of after the party. So they had that ability back then. And I'm not sure if we're born with it or if we're born with a certain level of it, but I think everybody can reach a pretty high level of discipline. But those people that are successful later in life have that ability. And there's even been studies done. I think this was at the University of Connecticut. There's another one done at some Hampton University. It had Hampton in the name. But they studied these kids from second grade until they were 40. Harvard also did another one, which is the longest running study of its kind. And they found that the number one thing that all of the ones who were successful had in common as children was the ability to delay gratification. And I thought that was an incredible thing. And if we're cultivating discipline or forcing discipline on ourselves, try these tiny little self-deprivations. Like I usually take sugar in my coffee, cut it off for a day. Prove to yourself that you are in charge. So get that back and start proving to yourself that you can exert control. Even if it's those really small things and small steps, that's the self-deprivations are the way to start proving that to yourself, because our minds operate off of proof. Somebody tells us something, or wondering if there's evidence for it, or wondering if even when people suffer from a lack of confidence, they're waiting for proof from their outside environment before they act a certain way.
All right, so he's going to go on and on and on about this. This is a great interview, great podcast that everyone should definitely watch. But what he just said in there that really struck me and was really useful to me was there's often this idea that, well, this person just has more self-discipline. They have a greater tendency towards discipline. And that might be the case to some degree, but he definitely emphasized here and in other places in this interview that that's not what makes the difference. The people who have a natural tendency towards discipline can lose that tendency, and the people who don't have a natural tendency towards discipline can build that tendency as well. So it takes proof, it takes practice. And so what he was talking about around proof is this thing. And using the accountability chart, you can decide whatever metrics that you want to put on there and use. And the effectiveness of this is that you're proving to yourself that some of these things are getting done. If you focus on what's not getting done, then you're going to do less and create less, right? Because you're negative focused. But if you proactively focus on what is getting done, I think this applies to management as well. So this is a good message for my peers as restaurant managers and other business managers. If you focus on the positive growth that's going on in that system, whether it's that person outside yourself or whether it's inside yourself as your own person, the positive growth is proven on that accountability chart. So when I use this every day, and I didn't even know this is just a confirmation. Hearing him talk about this stuff was just a big confirmation for me, because when I put something down on here every day and then I come back in here at night and I look at it and go over it, and I go over it with you guys on the camera, which is really going over it with myself. And then what I actually do after this is I go back through this recording that I'm making and I will edit the video. So I get to basically ingest that proof 3 times every day that I do this process. And so I think that's really what's driving forward the growth at the pace that it's driving forward right now. So I wanted to share that insight. I wanted to share this website. I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the description below to Unlocking the Power of Discipline in Neurology with Chase Hughes and Eric Hunley. All right. Hopefully they are cool with me sharing their creation. And I think that's about it for me for today. Thank y'all for joining in. Go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can get notifications when we put up new episodes. These are short, easy to listen to on your way to work or on your way to go run an errand real quick. You can just put it in the background, and hopefully we have some insights to be able to share with you guys. Let us know down in the comments if there's any input that we can do things better, that we can do things worse. If you want to see us do things in a really horrible way, just go ahead and mention how you think we should go ahead and go about that. Let us know how everything's going. Hope everything is fantastic. Really grateful for everyone who's out there watching. All right.